Since the beginning of time, people have always used scapegoats. Yoko Ono, she was the one blamed for the Beatles breaking up. Bill Buckner was blamed for losing the '86 World Series for the Red Sox after that ground ball rolled right through him. My dad is still very upset about it. And Marie Antoinette is blamed for causing the French Revolution. If you've had the misfortune of watching Biden bumble through his speeches, you might recognize his scapegoat. He uses it any time he gets a tough question or loses his train of thought. There's always some person behind the curtain who Biden has to answer to. And they are not happy anytime he literally does anything. Watch.
They're not going to let me read it all.
You guys are bad. I'm not supposed to be answering all these questions. I'm supposed to leave.
This last question I'll take, and I'm really going to be in trouble.
They will not let me, understandably, I guess, cross the border and take a look at what's going on in Ukraine.
When we first heard of they, we weren't really sure if it was a group of people or just one person who chose they as their pronoun. Turns out both those theories are wrong. They is the Easter Bunny.
Pakistan should not, and Afghanistan should be frequent.
Oh, the Easter Bunny, Mr. President.
Our president is taking orders from the Easter Bunny. I thought Jimmy Carter getting beaten up by a bunny was bad, but taking orders from one? This is a new level of pathetic. Joe's finished, and the sharks smell the blood in the water. Over the weekend, Pocahontas, as Donald Trump likes to call her, became the first Democrat to formally announce her candidacy for 2024. I mean, she didn't really say that specifically, but she booked herself on every single Sunday show for the sole purpose of kicking Joe while he's down. Seriously, watch.
We've got millions of people across this country who can't fill up on a tank of gas, so they'll be able to get to work this week. They're paying more when they go to the grocery store. They're paying more when they try to buy hamburger. It is the job of Democrats. It is the job of the party in power to help make people's lives better. We can do that. And the president can do that one all by himself. Mr. President, today would be a great day to cancel $50,000 in student loan debt. We got to get up off our rear ends and make it happen.
It's actually fascinating. No matter what show she was on, no matter what question she was asked, she had the same answer. Joe Biden's terrible and college should be free. Sounds kind of like a stump speech to me. She went on to accuse the Republicans of fueling the culture war even. Watch.
When we're up against a party that just wants to fight culture wars.
And Republicans didn't start the culture war. CRT, trans stuff for kindergartners, cancel culture, race baiting. That's what Democrats started. We finished it. Hell, Liz Warren is the one who pretended to be an Indian for half her life. Now she's lecturing us about identity politics. Conservatives care about reducing crime, securing the border, taming inflation. We're not starting culture wars. And if Liz Warren actually tries to primary Joe Biden, the Democrats can kiss 2024 goodbye. This would be Carter all over again. Remember in 1980, he too was challenged by a progressive senator from Massachusetts, Ted Kennedy.
Mr. Carter will not answer their real and painful concerns. For the only record he has to offer is record inflation, record interest rates, record unemployment in basic industries such as steels, autos, and record setbacks in foreign policy.
Does that sound familiar? While Carter still ultimately won the nomination, the battle for his own party hobbled him, enough that he lost the presidency to a total outsider, Ronald Reagan. Biden's already worse off than Carter. Even though they both caused foreign and domestic catastrophes, Carter could at least form a coherent sentence. Democrats are panicking. A red wave is coming, and their captain is sound asleep. The New York Times says Democrats are heading for the lifeboats. Quote, a sense of fatalism is setting in among many, with discussions centering increasingly on how to limit the party's expected losses rather than how to gain new seats. Meanwhile, the Washington Post is trying to scare people into voting blue. They say the White House is already getting ready for Republican-led investigations once Republicans take over Congress. Quote, senior officials have begun strategizing on how various White House departments, especially the counsel's office, might be restructured to respond to an onslaught of investigative requests if Democrats lose control of the House or the Senate in November's midterm elections, as many in both parties expect. You don't start restructuring unless you got something to hide. And I bet this has a lot to do with Hunter Biden and the big guy. And we'll have some new details about that later on in the show. These upcoming investigations are going to hurt Biden's already tattered image horribly. Most Americans don't even want him to run again. According to a new survey, you ready? Only 19% support him running for a second term. More people want, quote, not sure to run for president than Joe. We're not sure who this not sure guy is, but sounds kind of like a smart dude.
We got this guy not sure. Number two, he's got a higher IQ than any man alive. And number three, he's gonna fix everything.
Maybe not sure supports a strong border. Maybe not sure is tough on crime. And maybe not sure knows how to stand up to the Easter Bunny. Whoever not sure is, he's got to be better than the guy we have now.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.